What's up everybody, I'm Brian from I1 Tesla, and today I'm actually going on a long trip with these tires and this tire up on the roof. I'm going to talk more about that later. I'm going out to the racetrack to see my buddy Kyle from Out of Spec Motoring, and I'll have a link to his channel down below. I'm not really going on the track with this thing. We're going to have some fun on the track with something else, I'm sure, but we're taking this on the trails. You know, I kind of did off-roading when we first bought the vehicle, had a couple hundred miles on it, kind of called it off-roading. That's kind of what we're going to do today, or the next couple days, plus some other fun stuff. But it's a long trip. I think it's 250 miles. There's no way I can do that in one charge. We're going to be stopping at Henderson, North Carolina, charge up a little bit, and then make it all the way. But my question to you is, what watt-hour per mile do you think I'm going to average with this? My average normally is about 325 because I'm not light on the car. We're leaving at 100% charge, which tells me 272 miles. Now these big tires is going to throw things off a little bit because it's I'm going to be traveling 2 miles an hour faster than what the car says. Before we hit the road, this video is sponsored by the Swivel mount. This product is amazing. You've probably seen me show it before, but this is actually really cool. And because of Matt, this screen can tilt back and forth to the passenger side or to the driver's side, or right-hand drive or left-hand drive. It's same kit, works. So what's really nice is when you're driving by yourself, you can have the screen at this angle, so you can actually reach everything no problem. It doesn't shake, it doesn't rattle. But say you stop at a supercharger, you're with your wife, you run in to go to the restroom, she's watching something on YouTube, maybe I don't know, I1 Tesla or something like that. Check out that cool video. She wants to watch the video while you're inside. She can move the screen all the way to her. It does not touch on the sides. There's bump stops, so it doesn't hit or damage any of the car. It's easy to install. Perfect product. Doesn't shake. Stays in one spot wherever you put it until you move it. It fits in the Model Y or Model 3. Very easy to install. Plus, Matt does a great video for installation. So click the link down below and order yours today. Let's head out on the road and put your comment down below what the watt-hour per mile is going to be. Your predictions. So I stopped here at the Greensboro Supercharger. Next stop is Henderson, which is, well, I have to charge here for 5 minutes to be able to get there, but I doubt that's correct. The Henderson Supercharger is 94 miles away, 50%. If we go to the energy consumption, it says we can only go 68 miles right now, so we're going to charge quite a bit because we're averaging pretty high for the last 15 miles. Let's go 30 miles. Still, we're averaging really high, 75 miles. We are going uphill that way, so I'm definitely going to charge quite a bit. I'll run and get some snacks because it's almost lunchtime. It's 11 o'clock. I can eat lunch now, eat in the car, and get to Henderson, and then be able to make it to the track from there. There's charging at the track. It's slow charging, but I'm not really doing much, so I can get there kind of low, so I don't need to charge very much. The energy consumption is quite high. Hopefully it drops down a little bit. From Henderson over to the track, it's a little slower driving, so it should drop a little bit, but about 467 from the last charge. I'm sorry, 464 from the last charge. It's 36 kilowatts and 78 miles. Putting crap on the roof is not a good idea. It's not aerodynamic. Maybe there's a way to make that a little bit more aerodynamic. I'll have to see. as you can see, I made it to the racetrack. I'm here, but I'm not here for fun on the racetrack. We're gonna be doing some stuff out in the trees out there, if you can see that stuff out there. So I'm gonna have a great time here. Hope you enjoy these videos coming up. But the watt hour per mile is kind of ridiculous. 445 or 448 watt hour per mile to go basically 225 miles. That is huge. That's a lot. It's basically because of that wheel on the top and those recovery boards. Now, I'm not going to have those on there all the time. I'm going to take those off. And if I go somewhere off-roading on a long trip, I'm going to make room for those inside the car, and then I could just put those on top when we're out wheeling, because especially if you have to use a spare tire and it's all muddy, you don't want that inside the car, so I'll put it on the car there. But for the most part, Tesla has great range, so I was able to stop at superchargers. I even passed up 2 superchargers on the way here, so I'm not really worried about range. Yes, it's using a ton of range, but that's the great thing about Tesla. The network out there is huge, it's vast, so I'm not too worried about that. Now, maybe taking a long trip to Colorado or something like that, yeah, that's gonna take a long time, but it's gonna get a lot of looks. This vehicle is getting a ton of looks everywhere I go. Every supercharger I go, every intersection I go, I see people taking pictures, like holding their camera up out of the window. It's amazing. This car is gonna be so much fun, and subscribe to the channel if you want to see that fun. Why would someone do this to their car and affect the range? Well, gasoline cars do the same thing. If you put wheels on a Jeep, it's going to affect the range. If you put a rooftop tent on the car, it's going to affect the range. All these things are going to do that. Now, I could probably put something up there to kind of divert the wind around that tire and probably get a lot more range. And that's something I probably will play with a little bit. Maybe something that splits the wind and goes to make it go around the wheel more instead of just smacking that front of that wheel, because it goes around it eventually, but it just needs to break that wind up a little bit. And from what I'm told I'm really good at breaking wind, but I absolutely love it. Let me show you some B-roll of the car.